Hello, hello, everybody. Guess what? Teen Talk is back. It has been a while. I mean, post pandemic, it has been crazy. We've had to revamp some things. So, we're going to take a stab at it tonight and relaunch our Teen Talk Live. We will start meeting in person as well very soon. So, stay tuned. We will be coming back with you. So, tonight, we're bringing back our host with the most, and that's Miss Jerry Day Swinton. Hello, Jerry Day.
Hello, hello. I am your youth host for tonight. My name is Jarity Swinton. Today we are going to be talking about AI invasion. So I would like to bring on, I don't remember her name, if Dr. Latanya, if you would please help me with her
Oh
name.
no, we're perfectly fine. We're doing this, and we're inviting Miss Erin tonight. So I watched the video in which to succumb to a discussion. I thought it was very crucial that we talk about this today because there has been an invasion of AI in our lives. To a degree, we love it because, of course, we deal with it every day already. We have Siri, we have Alexa. And so we're going to bring on, to just continue the discussion, we're going to bring in Miss Erin,
Hi
better known as
guys.
Erin Star.
How y'all doing?
Oh, good, good. We're so glad you're able to join us. I know this is your first time with us on tonight.
Yes, ma'am.
So we're here to go talk about the AI invasion, and we invite our studio audience, of course, to chime in and just join in with us on tonight. And if you have any questions, of course, we'll be happy to try to answer those questions. And
Okay.
for those that to tag and share and to other teenagers, it's on Facebook Live because this is the platform that we have and YouTube. And so we're talking about the AI invasion. I watched a scary video. Um, Not that it was scary per se, that are frightening or things like that, but it was talking about how we have these deep fakes now. So you can find it on YouTube on ABC News, and um, and they're talking about how these deep fakes. So what happens is imagery. So they're warning parents for when it comes to their children and having youth have social media pages and photos and things like that, and how your face can be scanned and it can be utilized for AI generated activity to where it can be mimicked and progressed to where you look much older. But they're utilizing voice, they're utilizing photos and advancing them for aid, and as well as sending information out to parents that are fake and they're thinking it's their child. And so it's this whole thing dealing with the identity theft. And it's an entire situation. So for more information, you can go to that YouTube and check it out. And so it's kind of scary. So I invited another parent to come talk about this. We get a male perspective here. We're gonna invite Mr. C up as well. Hey, Mr. C. You're still muted.
Yeah.
Hey, how's everybody?
Oh, good. We're doing good. So we're talking about this whole AI invasion thing, right? And
Right.
so there's also I want to bring that to the forefront of how children's we're warning parents to, be careful. They were advising parents to start using just the back or, you know, unrecognizable facial features for social media because now it is being utilized to steal identities. Scary, right? And so they're talking about these deep fakes, and you can watch it on YouTube, ABC News. On this is a beautiful article that talks about this, and they show the imagery of how they're doing it and taking a child's face and advancing it in years and using that child's voice. So this is what we're dealing with. So we deal with AI on a regular basis. We deal with it with our grocery stores. We deal with, of course, with our phones. We talk to Siri, "Hey Siri," and Siri responds back.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? She already said, So, we have
Sounds like you
Alexa.
usually message someone with a 310.
Okay, so we
Do you want to send it or change it?
okay, we trying to get rid of you, Siri,
I
right now.
won't send it.
Okay, thank you. So we have this AI generated voices that's going on. And so we want to get your feedback on it, especially warning for parents. Also, when it comes to schoolwork, here's another caveat. Ah, yes. Oh, yes, I'm fully aware. So they call it the chat was it the chat?
The AI chat thing.
Yeah.
You can use it to like write your essays, do your
Mhm.
work
Yeah.
on
They
it.
have a bunch of like cheat sheets.
Yeah, it has like a whole bunch of cheat sheets. You can have like you can type in, but like write a 5,000 word essay on
Mhm.
so and so and so and so, and they will literally write the essay, and like you can put it in a plagiarism, and it would not be plagiarized, and that's what people are using now instead of
Yeah.
actually.
This is scary. You're looking like, oh my God. So imagine the nightmare that teachers have that have a love to teach
Mhm.
and they want the creativity and the research done, but it's all happening through the computers now.
Yeah, my teacher was explaining to us last year on it was a human communications class, and he's so real with us, like he don't sugarcoat nothing because he feels like we're gonna get in the real world, so there's no point in sugarcoating anything. So he was basically saying like later on in life, school is not even gonna be school no more. Like there's no point in having teachers anymore. Like he was just basically like that there might be just like VR. Like you can actually go to World War II and learn about World War II nowadays. Or you can actually go to slavery and learn about slavery nowadays. And so like that's what he was explaining. Like you can actually go to those places, like doing the VR sets or AI type of stuff. And there's no and he was saying that he was scared to lose his job over a robot where you can just actually go to the place that where it happened and actually be in it like you actually in war and learn for yourself. So
Yeah.
That's real.
Last year, they just like most of my teachers just started making us like write, like handwrite our assignments. Because she was like, "You're not cheating." She was like, "Just send it to us and have a hand copy and stuff like that." But it is getting scary because I saw this like TikTok and they're having like robots and they're trying to like make them like trying to see if they're going to be like good like politicians and stuff. I'm like, what?
right,
Like it's scary.
right.
And
And
I'm gonna be like, "Oh, go ahead."
it's gotten to the point where my teacher was like, "We're doing paperwork. Close your laptops.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're not doing laptops
No
anymore."
phones. Can't have your
Put your
phone
phone
out.
away. Like it's got to the point where she took the smart board out her room and got a regular whiteboard. That's how much she was like over technology, and because she was like everything is on a computer now and there's no point of paper anything. And she was just explaining, she was like, I had all these paperwork assignments, I had all these activities that involves paper, but you have the principal coming up to me saying that we can do it on technology, where it defeats the whole purpose on hands-on learning people. Because me personally, I'm a hands-on learning person, so if I can't physically touch what I'm learning, I won't be able to comprehend it. And so if I'm on a computer, I can't touch what I'm learning, if that makes sense or anything. And
Yeah.
so she was just explaining like technology is taking over the world and this is where it is nowadays. And she was also explaining how she was like when she was a little kid, they always dreamed about flying cars, but she was saying, but now there might actually be flying cars now because we have Teslas, we have AI, we have robots, and it's not gonna be surprising if a car start flying, you know. So
Right, because they're already driving themselves. Like you were
right,
saying, like your Tesla, like you can just press a button and it can just drive by itself on the highway. It's scary.
right, which
But
is
then,
good
like,
scary.
right, and then like they're parking cars, like like they can like turn and park their own cars.
Right, and there's
But
no
the people,
gasoline cars no more. There's all electric cars.
yeah, and that's scary too.
That's
So,
scary.
if you run out of gas
Right,
and you need to plug in your car real quick, you won't eat. You
right,
don't got nowhere to go.
right. Your
That's
battery
scary.
about to go down.
But
Like
at the same time, like with AI, like people are taking it as a joke, like a little bit. Cause like I be seeing stuff and they like, oh, look at my future kid from AI. Or look at like my LinkedIn profile thing AI like created for me. I'm like, y'all, That's scary. Like y'all,
It is.
and my
And the
mom.
interesting thing is, we saw this during, so we're dating ourselves now. Remember the Jetsons? It's actually a cartoon. Meet George Jetson. And so Jane, his wife. And so everything was futuristic, right?
Mhm.
And now we're living it, So the interesting thing I'm finding is that with this invasion of AI, and of course the increased use of technology, how it is weakening this generation
It is.
and generations to come. The frightening thing is going to be, we have a total blackout.
Mm-hmm.
And what will this generation know how to do? How will they survive? What would they know how to do? Because coming up, we had landlines. Half the generation don't even know what a landline is. A corded phone, they're like, what is this?
We're very
And I still have
dependent.
mine.
We're
Don't
very
judge.
dependent on technology. It's scary. Like we wouldn't know we wouldn't know to do without it. And even like how they was like how I said, like how like they're doing paperwork. It's like some of my teachers are just so dependent on technology too. They be like, go on the computer, figure it out then. I'm like, that's your job.
Right. And nowadays at school we have this what is it called, program called Clever. And Clever is where
Dang.
you
Mm-hmm.
can find a tutor, and it can tutor you on what you have or what you need help with. And it's an online tutor that you can literally talk to, and that can tutor you through anything. It can also like review your essays if you write them and stuff like that. And so it's gotten to the point where like, what's the teachers here for if we can just go on Clever and get tutors? And like, I know in middle school we used to ask for tutors like, hey, can my friend tutor me for math, or can I do this and can I do that? So last year when I had to ask for a tutor for math and English, they was like, oh, there's this app called Clever, you can use that for a tutor. I was like, huh? Because I'm so used to a person tutor, not a online tutor. And there's so many downfalls for an online tutor because, internet can go out in the middle of your tutor section, or your
You don't have internet.
you don't have internet, or your tutor is in Hawaii somewhere and on the beach somewhere, and it looks like they at home. Like, your
Right.
tutor is halfway there when it's not all the way there. When it's different, we're having a person when he or she is mentally there, physically there, helping you, when a tutor is like could be doing something else.
Can see what you're doing. Yeah, because I just finished taking the ACT, and my mom like took me to like tutoring so I can get a better score. And I had like a in person like English teacher, but I had an online math teacher as a tutor. He was like in Massachusetts or something like that, and it was just so difficult. We was just wasting time because he's like, "How'd you get that answer?" And I'm just trying to explain
Right.
it through the screen. I'm like, I don't know.
They're like, why'd you pick that answer? I'm like, I don't know. Pick
I'm
the
like, I don't
answer.
know. I don't know what's going on. And he's like trying to talk to me, and I'm like, no, you need to write this down. I gotta visually see it.
Or they be like, oh, let me go ask my supervisor, and then they go give you a whole different. Yes, they give you a whole different person. If they don't know what you're talking about, they give you a whole different person. And if that person don't know what they're talking about, they give you a whole different person. I had to do that for my essay when we did ACT prep, and we had to write essays. That person didn't know what I was talking about, the subject I was talking about, so they referred me to another person, to the point where I had to go to a supervisor, which wasn't an actual supervisor; it was an AI.
Oh, wow.
So basically, Google helped me through my whole essay.
Yeah. So the information that's being poured, and so there's also this discussion, check this out, of individuals getting paid because content that is being utilized that's been given for free. So images, voices, and now so we're dealing with actors being impacted, voiceover actors, things like that. So when we considering this and how it's really impacting our world, so y'all know about the first supermodel who just happened to be an African American looking model who was an AI model who actually got hired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was a big uproar about that. So what do you think about, especially with this generation, what do you think about the future? And of course, we already see it in grocery stores where you check yourself out. Can
Honestly,
it be the purpose? Yes.
honestly, I would say like I don't know because I'm a senior. I'm an upcoming senior, and after I graduate, you never know because that's when I'm going to college. I'm figuring out myself. I'm trying to, build a life by myself. And as the world is going on right now, to be honest, don't even know if I'm going because with all the AI stuff, there's no point of me going to college to become a medical or become an OBGYN to deliver babies if they can build a robot to do it for them. So I feel like it's going to be wasting my time to go to college if robots are just going to be taking over the world, which is actually kind of disappointing because I actually had a dream since I was an elementary kid. And for a robot to take my dream is very disrespectful. Me personally, I would beat up a robot to take my profession. That's,
Real talk.
like I don't know if y'all saw that movie called iRobot, where he was just beating up robots and that one robot turned evil.
Will Smith, right?
That part, I will be that. I will beat Will Smith. I will beat up a robot. Don't play. So it's just like I don't know. And like after COVID, I think that's where everybody is like, okay, let's try to make everything AI or let's try to use technology and all that stuff. Where I'm just like, what's the point? Because I don't understand.
I feel like humans are really becoming like dependent on technology, trying to make life easier and stuff like that. And I feel like it's going to backfire. Like, you're going to be like so much technology, it's just going to backfire. Like, I just feel like, yeah, robots may like rule the world or like whatever, or like we become like so dependent, but I feel like it's going to crash. And then we're going to need like humans again. We're going to need real doctors. We're going to need like real people to like look over stuff because stuff like malfunctions. Like your phone can like act up any second, any time. And so I feel like people are going to understand that later. And then after, once we realize that, we don't know how to do anything.
Right.
It's going to like, I just feel like it's going to be like that. It's going to like, we're going to have robots and then we're not going to know what to do.
Right. You got all these updates and stuff like that. And it's just, ain't nobody got time for all that. And like, especially like, have you ever been to a McDonald's line? Y'all don't see no humans like taking y'all orders no more. It's gotten to the point it made my dad so mad. He was like, "Can I have a human?" Like,
right.
Like he was tired of talking to the robot. Like he was so tired.
Oh my God, I never thought about that. That may have explained. It was interesting because I was in a line for Wendy's, and I'm not sure. They getting free plugs here. I'm not sure if it was an actual person, and I now that you mentioned it because they had trouble hearing what I was saying, and they kept saying, "Hold on, we have to fix something."
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, they've never had to fix a microphone before taking a drive-through order. And so I don't know if they are testing things out to see what's going on or to see if they can place orders in from that perspective. But that's a very, very, very good point, though, that you're making. And I'm hearing now that start looking at jobs where the robots can't take over, where they're absolutely still going to need humans.
It's hard.
And I was thinking that the OBGYN, I think you have job security in that. You know what I'm saying? So I would definitely not, let the wonder stop you from pursuing that because that to me seems like there's not going to be much. You got to think about it with that precious of science. That's one thing that's not going to be. We were in to piggyback on. Help me to pronounce everybody's name. Is it Aaron?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
And Jared, that's right. That's right. So I remember being on here with you when you were leading up, the other one. So it's good to see you both. We went to I believe it was a White Castle out of state, and we went in to order, but they were having a machine making the hamburgers. There was no human being. They were making
Wow.
they were doing and it was good, like blah blah, I'm like, slap slap boom, But guess what? So, but it did stop, and there was somebody who knew what to do to fix it. So that lets you know too that you can kind of condition the future in the sense of, okay, what type of jobs will be in technology. So should I get a job to fix those robotic things like that? So yeah, you guys are raising up some good points. It's really good what you're saying.
It's good. Cause I want to be like a writer in like filmmaking and stuff, and I'm just like, oh gosh, I hope they don't start be like, write a book about this, and I'm like, oh no. But
Yeah, that's real.
I feel like that's why they're like really trying to promote like STEM and stuff, like, which is nothing wrong, like that's great, but this is scary.
Yeah, as a person who's been in robotics since second grade, I've been in a program called Esteem Village, where it is a STEM program. We learn science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And I've been doing it since I was in second grade. So I know technology, I know engineering and all that stuff. But I put that in my back pocket just in case I need it. And it looks like I'm going to need to go in that back pocket to use it.
I don't think you will. Like saying like what job you want. I don't like, yes, I think they're going to use like AI more for like, it's going to be in the medical field, but I think it's going to be like more about like medicine, like actual medicine. I think they still going to need like people. How you saying like you want to like help with like mothers and stuff like that? I don't think they're going to have a robot that's going to like walk in and be like, what's going on? How are you doing? Like, how far along are you? Like, I don't think they're going to do that. I still think it's going to be like.
But some hospitals are like that though. A doctor will come in on a tablet. Like, a doctor will not physically come in the room. So that's why I was saying that you never know. Because last time when I went to a doctor like a long time ago, I didn't have a physically doctor in the room. It was a doctor on a tablet on a stand, like one of those.
Wow.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
like one is a doctor on a tablet on a stand, literally talking to you. What's wrong? Why do you feel this way? Let's go do an X-ray. Blah blah blah. X, Y, and Z. And so I was just like, why am I talking to a tablet? Like I feel like I'm FaceTime with the doctor, like it was my friend.
Right.
Or something. Like,
and they have those. They have like on call, like Zoom, like things. Like my mom had one before because she was like real sick, and they was on the phone, and she was just talking. She was like, "What type of symptoms do you have?" And mom's like, "Oh, I have a cold, throat, my head hurt." So like, okay, I'm gonna prescribe you this medicine and like
what?
what?
Like my
Like, hey. You don't know what my tip is?
So remember the movie Hidden Figures?
Yes.
So remember, there's nothing new under the sun. I just want to remind everybody, there's nothing new under the sun. So when we go back, if we look at the movie Hidden Figures, which was an excellent movie, by the way, so parents go back and watch it, let your kids watch it. But there are some things in there you may not want to hear, but because some of the content is very real. But in the movie Hidden Figures, of course, we see the lead character that is very beautiful lady who was a genius when it came to mathematics. And of course, they brought the computers in. They were trying to replace the humans that were doing the calculations for the individuals to go to the moon, and found out that the man who was going to the moon, he preferred the human over the computer because computer kept coming up with errors.
Right.
So at the end of the day, one thing you can never do, you can try to duplicate us. You can try to do whatever you can, but there is nothing like a human.
I totally agree. But the thing that I'm scared of is that we're not going to have a human that knows what to do.
Right, because everybody's gonna start.
That's what I'm scared. Because like we're not being taught anymore. We're being taught by like technology, like what we're doing now. It's going to be hard to find somebody that knows what they're doing when an error appears. That's what I'm saying. That's
right, because
that's on us. That's on it. It's
Right.
our job to teach you, because our parents, most of our parents, kind of taught us some things. It's going to be up to us, to those who know, to not leave this earth without sharing that information. So, for example, if your electric stove go out, what are you going to do for heat? What are you going to do for food? How are you going to prepare your food? You know, if your heater goes out in the house, what do you do? If you can't make a phone call, now Tennessee experienced it where the phone towers were down. No one can make a phone call because now everything has gone digital. So, like I said, very few people. Now you have more companies still that have hardwired landlines. They're making it very expensive now for people to have a hardwired landline now. And so, what that does, y'all know what a hardwired landline is?
no.
Okay, so that's where it's just real. I really don't know. And so I was teaching my son it's when you're able to make a phone call even when electricity goes down. So if all the cell phone towers go out, I can get on the phone and still make a phone call to someone else with a landline. If there's a storm and it knocks your cell phone towers out, you can still make a phone call at the end of the day. And if you could plug your phone cord, it's the phone with the cord. Actually, I'm gonna go get it so you can everybody can just see what it looks like. I feel so anxious just saying that. So, have you heard of flashlights? You know, we still use those.
Yeah, I know flashlights.
I remember my grandma had one at her old house, and we was so little to the point where it was like, what is this? Why is it so long and so spirally? Like, we used to play on it all the time. Like, we'll go in another room, like we'll go in the back of the house and the wire is just trailing around the whole house, just acting like we on calls. And when we got older, we was like, wow, like that's crazy. Like, this was a phone before a phone was even a phone. Like, who would have imagined, like, go into your room on a phone while a wire is connected to a phone? What?
You normally had like two. You normally had like two in the house, right? One that would normally be close or in the parents' room, and then just one that would be in the general area. So what a parent would do, like if you was on the phone with Johnny Bad Boy, you know what I'm saying? You could pick that phone up real soft.
That part, yes.
And not even really know that they on the phone, just be listening on the conversation.
Yes.
And be like, Jared, you better get off that phone, girl. I hear what you're saying. Look at, and you know, just come on, just be mad. Just be mad.
My auntie in like walkie-talkies, like she's a very high survival person. Let a storm happen. She gonna make sure you got candles. She gonna make sure you got blankets. She gonna make sure you got phone charge, your computer charge. But let those go out. She gonna have a walkie-talkie, and we all gonna be walkie-talkie. Like,
yeah,
that's the
that's
thing.
good for parents. That's a good toy to provide your kids, walkie-talkies. You know, because it does reconnect in some kind of way. We're losing a lot of human touch. And for those who are just chiming in, we are talking about the AI invasion and how it's impacting this generation and the generations to come, and some of the dangers with some of the AI technology and how it's being utilized. Everything can have its use, of course, but of course, there's going to be someone who tries to pervert the use of some of the technology and things that has been afforded to us. So we're having a great discussion. We won't be on much longer, but we're having this dialogue, and it's very real right now. And so being able to teach this generation and generations to come some of the long ways of doing things, that's what I'm saying right now. Because I think when technology is spoiling our kids, because now how would they parallel park without a camera? Think about it. It's kind of scary. If all the technology, the wiring goes out in the car and the kid cannot parallel park and cannot see where they're going and they running and crying, right? They're crashing into a car instead of putting the arm on the back and being able to see where they're going.
Right.
You know, or using side view mirrors. And all of this is becoming antiquated because they can see it on the screen now. So all of this dependency, and where we used to remember at least 30 phone numbers, they barely remember their own number now, right? My memory is like, I used to remember all these phone numbers. Now, and plus, not to mention that phone numbers are like changing like, what, every year? And so how will we ever have an opportunity to really remember phone number?
Yeah, my auntie made sure me and Aaliyah, me and my sister, we knew phone numbers. She made sure we knew phone numbers. Like every time we be in the car by ourselves, she'd be like, "What's so and so's phone number?" We'd be like, so and so and so and so. And so nowadays, all you can do is just, "Hey Siri, call so and so. Hey Siri, call so and so," or just go on speed dial. But me and my sister, we been through some stuff. We went through some survival kits. When I tell you, if y'all ever wanna go to boot camp, call my auntie because she will take you. I'll tell you, she will take you to a whole survival kit. You will learn how to eat food. You will learn how to heat water without. If y'all don't have hot water, you will learn how to hot some water. You will learn how to use batteries. You will learn how to make a fire out of sticks and rocks. I'm telling you, you will learn everything. Like,
Girl, got 1-on-1. Yes.
But yeah, that's something that my mom did. My mom and my dad made me do. I had to know their numbers, my grandparents' numbers, my auntie's number. That's all I know, though. Anybody else? I don't know you. I don't know what your number is.
my immediate family is what the number
Like,
is.
that's it. That's it. Everybody else, call such and such. Please. Like, no, man. I don't know. My mama don't even know my number. I said, "Ma, you need to know my number."
Wow. That's real.
I don't know my cousin's number. No. Don't know. Call sis. Call sissy. Like,
I don't even know my sister's number by heart because her number changed. Like, I can't
keep up. Man, we need pagers again.
We do need some pagers.
I want to start getting pages again. So,
I used to have a pager. They used to call it a code name beeper. We got beepers and pagers.
No, I saw this thing on TikTok. On TikTok, and there was like it was like doorbells on like, and you put them in your room, and all your parent got to do is like ring the doorbell, and the ring will come to your room so you can know that your parent wants you. I was like, as many times as my auntie called my name, she better ring the doorbell.
Like, we still yelling at you now. You better answer that part, and you better answer. I'm just saying.
Y'all don't even want nothing. Like, y'all don't even want nothing.
They really don't. They just want to see if you're alive at this point. Right? They just want to know that you're there.
So we have a huge responsibility here of helping to educate this generation and generations to come on the natural way of doing things. I mean, because even if you look at the food, back in the day, we didn't have to worry about GMO. Mm-hmm. We wouldn't have known what GMO is. Do y'all know what GMO is?
A little bit.
Oh, no, yeah.
I don't know what
it's genetically modified food.
Oh, I got you.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so, and now, you know, we're supposed to have fruit that have seeds. So now we got seedless grapes, seedless watermelon, seedless oranges, seedless tangerines.
It's terrible. Guys, did you know that bananas supposed to have seeds? Like, they're actually, I ain't never seen those seeds in my life. I ain't never seen it.
The little black seeds.
Oh no! If I saw a banana with seeds, I would not eat a banana ever again in my life.
No, it didn't look bad. It kind of looked normal because I thought bananas look weird.
Aaron, are the seeds small or big or what?
Yes.
They're like medium size. Yeah, they're like little seeds. But I ain't never seen it before until I saw it.
You should see a circle of little black seeds.
Yeah, I don't like America. I'm trying to get out. I'm trying to make enough money so I can leave. Go to another country.
I told my sister I'm going to Mars. I don't want to be on Mars. No.
No, I want to live. I went to Aruba last summer, and I want to live there because they have real food. Everybody, it was no crime because the punishments was harsh enough that nobody wanted to do time.
Right.
And it was a happy land. It was a happy island. I said, I'm going to live there.
And this is really, really, really getting real. So, like I said, we have a responsibility as adults right now to really go back to what we were taught from our grandparents, our parents, and to teach the next generations. Because if they're going to really panic, and that panic is not going to be pretty. So the way they're able to tolerate things, your tolerance levels are just different. They're trained by TikTok to think to want something every 7 seconds to appeal.
Our attention span is horrible.
When I tell you, the attention span is
my attention span is so bad. Like I have to force myself to like pay attention for something too long. I'm like skip.
It was only a minute.
And it's like a trip. It's like a trick. Because if you're not attentive and you're not capturing wisdom, if you're not capturing information, because it's like you're going to tune out after a while. And so we have work to do, and to really be able to capture the attention. So we have to, it's on both sides. So to be able to capture the attention naturally, and then to be able to use tools creatively to capture attention too.
Can I ask Aaron and Jared a question?
Sure.
So I was thinking about what you guys said about having to check out your own food at McDonald's, going to Dillon's and you got to run your own machine and bag your stuff, do all of it, right? So
you pay all this money and I got
so much.
Yeah. So y'all know Dr. Latanya and myself are kind of in the same field with counseling, right? And so we're in this space where we understand there's a higher degree of people needing people like what we're doing. Well, we're doing it kind of virtually, but still face-to-face contact. Do you think the face-to-face contact, even though we have all of this, the AI, do you think it will become more important or less important, and more needful or less needful in the future? What's your thoughts on that?
I would say 10 out of 10 more needed because, like I said before, you never know. Somebody might be on the phone with you and you're like expressing your feelings like in therapy or in a counseling, and they might be walking their dog or eating some food or cooking dinner for their family and not really listening to you. But when you're face to face to a person, that means you're actually engaged with that person. You're actually making eye contact with that person. You're actually listening to what they have to say. And it's showing that you care about that person because you're actually listening and you're actually showing, what's the word? Compassion. You're showing compassion for the other person.
Yeah, I agree. And then just like body language in general, not even just like listening, but actually talking to people and seeing like how they're receiving that information, you can kind of see because like, let's say like you're on the phone and they be like, oh, how you doing? And they be like, I'm good. And they said it straight. But if you saw them face to face and they all shaky and jittery and stuff, you'd be like, you're not good. You're fine.
Right. That's good.
Because it's so easy. It's so easy to like act fine on the screen, on the phone, and like you could be doing something too, or just like not seeing people's faces. You can just lie easily.
That's true.
And just like, so I feel like in person is more valuable and it's getting more like precious. Like people appreciate more quality time and actually like gatherings and stuff like that because everything online is just normalized. So I think it was flipped, like for like y'all generation, like when you found out about like technology and doing stuff in like phones, y'all was so excited because you never had it. And now we have it and we want the old things back because we have FaceTime, we have phones, we have all that, but we never sit down and actually talk to people. And people be like shocked when like kids our age can't hold a conversation, and it's just because we had technology.
And I feel like that's a struggle for us for like interviews and stuff because in an interview you need to be 100% engaged with the person. But for like our new generation, our attention span is so short. And so maybe during the interview we see a TikTok notification, we go to the TikTok, we get engaged with the TikTok, and now we scrolling for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and not listening. And I know from experience.
There's an interruption. See, this is the technology for
I know from experience because I'm guilty when my auntie be like giving me lectures and stuff. I don't be listening. I be scrolling through TikTok in my own business in my own AirPod because I don't know. I mean, I listen, but like other than that, my attention span.
That's why I take the phones first. I'll be like, give me the phone, then we're gonna talk.
Especially if she does something like to offend me or if she makes me mad. I should be like, I don't even listen to you no more. Like now I'm mad. Now I'm mad. I'm just going to TikTok and laugh something, then I'm gonna listen. Like it's a bad habit. And once you start that habit, it's hard to control it because on TikTok, I have this thing on TikTok where it says you have spent an hour on TikTok to break. And it makes you do 4 numbers. It makes you put 1, 2, 3, 4 to make sure you took that mental break and get off TikTok.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's scary because it'd be like saying that. I'm like, well, time for me to get off. Let me take a shower. Let me go to bed.
And then
it's scary to see how much you waste time on social media because we be saying we don't have no time in the day. And then just look at your screen time on your phone. I'll be like, oh, never mind. There goes the 14 hours. It was right there on Instagram.
Yeah.
And it
So
be
let me
because your phone be like, you have spent 13 hours on me today. I'm like, huh? What? I spent 13 hours on the phone?
Oh, that's crazy.
you didn't hit a record. You didn't hit a record if you had 13. You must have got up at 4 a.m. and was killing it.
I'll be like, let me turn my phone off and put it in the bathroom somewhere and forget about
it. Yeah, I challenge all y'all to just set your phone on Do Not Disturb for a few hours of the day. So like especially like starting at 9:30 p.m. How about 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. Put it on Do Not Disturb. Turn your phones off. So because what happens with that light, it's going to disturb your sleep. You're not getting proper sleep that you need. It's going to age y'all. You know what I'm saying? When you hit 40, you're going to be looking like you're about 60 and 70 years old.
Don't say that.
I'm just saying, because you're not getting no sleep, so your body is unable to rest. It's unable to recuperate like it needs to. You know, and did y'all know? So I wanted parents, please, especially with babies. Some of the scary things that happen is like sitting babies in front of a TV screen. And I would encourage parents to do your research before you engage your children into technology, because we look at depth perception issues in that area. Even with virtual reality tools, I love the virtual reality world. But guess what? We cannot stand there longer than 15 minutes because it has an impact. It starts altering how our brain is wired. And so you're thinking that your virtual reality, because it's really real. I mean, because you're moving around, like people have fell on their face and injured themselves. There was one story about a gentleman who spent countless amount of hours playing video games in the VR world, and he could not feel from the waist down.
Wow.
He's been doing it for so long. And so it causes some other challenge because your brain is rewired to think that world is now the new reality. So I do some research before y'all start getting some of these technological fancies. That's my new word I'm calling it. And all of these gadgets and how we engage children at a young age, because and it's beautiful to be able to FaceTime grandma and grandpa, but after a while, when they see them in person, they're gonna start screaming because they used to seeing them on screen. Right. And so it's messing with how they visualize things. And people don't think about it, but if you do your research, it talks about how it impacts depth perception. And as they get older, they're like, oh, they just clumsy. Their depth perception just may be off a bit. So I challenge everybody, do some research. Use this technology to research as well.
Right.
Remember,
It's the good and bad. It's good and bad.
Mm.
Technology is good. It's just how you use it, and that's with anything. And just consuming stuff. It's everything. It has to be a balance, and I think
Yeah.
that's what we need to learn. It's
Mr.
balance.
C, you remember the warnings we used to have about cell phone usage
Mm-hmm.
and radiation?
Right.
It's interesting. Back, I remember going to China and everybody had these radioactive clothes with anti-radioactive. So the thing is, yeah, because of cell phone usage, now we got 5G, and so they have clothes and the fibers in it protects them from this radiation that we don't have a clue about in America.
Of course we don't.
See, this time.
Because America sucks. That's why I'm trying to leave.
So that's what they was trying to tell people: do not have cell phones against your skin.
Mhm.
You know. And now we got the watches. You know, I mean, after a
So-
while, I forget I have it on.
Jared and Aaron, we Dr. Latanya and I, we had a talk. I don't use I used to, but I ain't ever I go here, I'm gonna show you right here. Y'all see what this is?
Right.
Uh-oh.
Y'all know what that is?
Wires.
Look at that.
With the wires.
Yeah, yes, because listen,
That
because
part.
the wireless is what?
Mm.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
damaging
it's
the
earpod.
ear if you have it
But
too
it's
long.
that same energy going in your ears directly
Yeah.
into your ears. So we were laughing because this is the one we
Yeah, we'd be like old folks.
It look like
Yeah,
old,
why
but, but we got our ears. We're gonna have our hearing about 15, 20 years from now, or some other people doubt.
That part.
I got one other question. I know
Yeah,
we
it's
gotta wrap
fine.
up. For y'all answering that, so do you in your jobs, since you said on 10, connecting with people and being face to face is really most important. So would you bring more value when you're in your roles in your jobs with making connection with people? Or, what I'm saying is, do you think you'd bring more value if you would be the ones making the connections?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. And then for the unique careers that you do, because you said yes, I think that you can add not only value in the sense of person to person value. I think even economically, with money value, I think that can bring value to you when you put people first versus the technology or versus the end goal. We already know that there's an end goal to work. But man, when you can create an environment where people feel like they're appreciated face to face, just like what you were saying, and I think the value of whatever you do, OBGYN or Aaron, what did you say you want to do?
Writing, like screenwriting.
Oh my gosh, writing, screenwriting, bringing people together. I think that's the key when everybody else is going tech. You know what I'm saying? And I love what you said, Aaron, how you just taught me. I just want to let you know. We were excited about this technology. You feel me? We were. It was like, oh shoot. No more on Walkmans. I don't know if y'all know what that is. Walkmans are like,
I don't.
look it up.
No.
You know what it is, Jared?
No, talk about. No.
Is it circle? Is it circle?
Oh,
You got-
is it circle? Oh my God.
Is it circle? And it got headphones in it.
Yes, Walkmans. We used to put cassette tapes in Walkmans.
Oh, that thing. Okay.
You feel me?
It was funny.
Yeah,
And
that.
so when you can get like a phone and you can get your own radio station on the phone without having to buy the tape, yeah, we were excited. But then you just taught me how even now, not just our generation and your generation, it's like we're seeking the connection now.
Yeah.
And what's encouraging to me is that it's not our age just seeking the connection, right? You just gave me evidence like, hey, everybody don't want to be on that technology. People want people contact, So yeah, thank you so much for that, for both of you guys, the insight that you gave. Keep talking, please. Keep telling that story.
Yeah, and it's good because it's like you mentioned, Jared, you said compassion. And that's something that a robot cannot provide. A robot won't be able to feel. They can do a lot of things, but they can never replace, like I said, they can never replace the human. So thank you for bringing that out to about the compassion. And guess what, Aaron? As you're writing, there's something that's heartfelt that comes through your writing, that cannot be felt. They can give information, but it's nothing like being able to touch the core of somebody's soul. So thank you for what you provided, which you even it wasn't intended, but yeah. So I think it's beautiful, and what you're sharing tonight is crucial, and we need more conversations like that, so people can understand that this is because people are dictating what children want and what youth want, what teenagers want, what young adults want, and it's good that the young adults, that the youth can speak for themselves. And even when it comes to parental rights being taken away, that's going to be for another topic for another time. Where parents do not have as much of a say anymore in the lives of their children, and it's sad because youth are seeking guidance, and if parents are unable to guide, even though they may not like it, who like what parents said all the time? We always wanted our way, but guess what? They were providing some good guidance to help us survive this crazy world. So we appreciate y'all. Any last thoughts or comments, or even in our even anybody that may be watching right now, if you have any thoughts, comment, we'd be happy to entertain questions real briefly. So anybody with last thoughts and comments?
Guys, have fun. Read a book. I'm just waiting. But I was just
good.
Mindful. Just be mindful, like stuff that's going on and what you consume. Overall, that's it.
Jared, any thoughts or comments?
I would just like to say, me and Aaron need to take a trip to China because we don't want to.
Let's go.
Yeah, we need to raise some money for some international trips. So I am thankful, grateful. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for sharing. I just want to send a shout out because there's this young man. I talk about him often, and because when it comes to art, art is so heartfelt in so many different forms. So we have, of course, through writing, through acting, through so many creative forms. There's just too many to name. But this artist, Tyler Gordon, I hope I'm saying his name right. He's an amazing artist, young man. He has a twin brother, but he has inspired so many individuals through his artwork, and that's something that cannot be replaced by AI. So I just want to encourage everybody in their very creative space to continue to do what they do. And hopefully it looks like Mr. C and I are going to have some job security, because we're going to have some people that's going to be needing some human touch and need some good counseling here.
Yes,
yeah. So thank y'all so much. And anything else you'd like to add, Mr. C, before we close?
Your voice, Jared and Aaron, are important. You first of all, you're beautiful young ladies, and you have beautiful minds, and your personalities are infectious, because I want to like go closer when each of you talk, and you have your unique way of doing that. And so know that the people that you come around, let them hear your voice. Don't ever feel small in front of people, because I think the insight that you have and that you gave online with this, I think can benefit a lot of people, a lot of your peers. I can even tell by this conversation that you're a lot more advanced than probably most of the people that you surround yourself with. And so people need that, and they don't need it from a place of like arrogance. You know what I'm saying? I feel like people will gravitate to you guys. So when that opportunity comes, educate and love, because you guys are going to make an impact on a lot of people. And I'm excited about when Dr. LaTanya tell me about what y'all doing. And if you ever move to that island,
and I will.
Right.
I will.
Hey, we're gonna
keep us in the loop. Keep us in the loop. That's all I'm saying. If you ever go to China, keep us in the loop. And my last thing is, Dr. Latanya, where can we get these little jackets from China that everybody else wants to protect them? Let's get the connect so we can kind of get
I tell you, yes, I'm gonna have to probably. I'm gonna use a little technology and Google. I could have bossed up while I was there. I don't know what I was thinking, but that was so long ago as well. So yeah, but that's a good one. Yeah, something to think about. And I just want to give a shout out real quick to Jayla, who's in our listening audience, who is one of our GP Teen Talk gurus here, because she was a part of our original crew when we did it. We was doing it in person. We're gonna go back to in person. So I just want to send a shout out to Jayla. You know, we have y'all for only a season because y'all gonna be going off to college, and hoping you'll come back and visit and share some information and share some love with other teens. All right. So we appreciate y'all so much. Thank you, Mr. C, for joining us. Appreciate you so much. Yes.
You're welcome.
And for those who chimed in, thank you for chiming in. Feel free to like and share. It'll be on for a little while here. And then tune back in for next time. We'll send an alert of when our next live Teen Talk will be. But we're going to start going back in person. Are y'all ready for the in-person Teen Talk?
Yes. More connection.
Yeah, so we'll be back with that. So thank you everyone for chiming in. Feel free to go back. And for those who want information regarding that, that YouTube I was talking about, it is on ABCNL. It's called Ad Warns Parents of Deep Fake and Identity Abuse. Again, Ad Warns Parents of Deep Fake and Identity Abuse. It's on YouTube, ABCNL, and they share information about some of the dangers of of us overutilizing social media, especially for photo ops and putting children on display and what's happening with this. So please be alert, be on top of what's going on. There's information out there. So we are enjoying displaying children. You know, they look so cute and they're launching their businesses and things like that. But there are some dangers to some of this as well. So I just want to make sure everybody is aware. And of course, we are in the business of producing children to where their dreams come to life and that they know they are somebody special. And so with that being said, we don't want their innocence being stripped of them early or that they have harm put on them in any kind of way. So we want to make sure parents are always alert and aware of what's happening in our world of technology as we are advancing. We love it, but there are some downsides to this as well. All right. So with that being said, all hearts and minds are clear.
Yes.
All right. We're out for now until next time. Thank you all for joining us.
Good night,
Bye.
everyone.
Right.